Welcome viewers to ePathshala. It's a course for PG students of architecture. We were discussing about projections in GIS. In the last episode we saw some of the important types of projections. Let us continue with the other types of projections. So today we will be discussing about course on your light as source location. If light is used as a source location, what kind of projections and what are the types of projections one can develop. As I was telling you already, if light is used as a source, mnemonic projection, stereographic projection or orthographic projection, these are the types of projections which are normally used or which are being generated by the cartographers. Mnemonic projection, light projected from the center of globe to projection surface. Stereo projection, light projected from antipode of point of tangency. And then orthographic projection, light projected from infinity. So this is what we have just seen in the first stage. Now let us see the details of it. Let us see the details of each and every projection. Let us start with, say, mnemonic projection. Mnemonic projection, as I was telling you, point of origin will be your center of the earth. Center is the ellipsoid. So as I told you already that earth is considered as a ellipsoid, and then this particular projection you consider the projection center is the center of the ellipsoid. From here rays are sent, because this light is a property, rays are sent here. You can see here each of them will be picking up from these latitudes and the longitudes. So everything will be projected onto this, and whatever is collected from here, it will be projected onto the surface here. So this is the surface and this is your, say, the ellipse. So this is how the mnemonic projection works, and you can see here in the case of mnemonic projection, the distance is not distorted. You can see from point A to point B, it is not distorted, there is no effect at all, and it is almost a straight line. Hence this is a very useful one for distances. When you talk about the Mercator projection and mnemonic projection, you can see here this is a straight line, and whereas in the case of your Mercator projection, it is a curved line. From this point to this point is a curved line. Of course, in terms of when you just look at as a globe as such, this may appear to be very correct, but still this is the ideal one. Mnemonic projection is ideal one. When you talk about stereographic projection, wherein which the projection center is at the opposite side of the, say, your tangent point. So from here the point is projected. Though of course in the case, the previous case, this was the center point mnemonic, when this case this is the place where it starts. So here, from here the light is passed through this object which is supposed to be your, say, something like transparent object, and then whatever is present on this surface, that is on the surface of your globe, that is reflected on the sheet of paper here. So this is how the stereographic projection. Obviously you can just understand the concept part of it. From here when you are doing it, the error will be relatively less. When you are doing from here, error will be relatively high when compared to the previous projection. So this is how it will appear. It is something like looking from the top, isn't it? So when you just say, when you are looking at from here, it is something like looking from the top or from the sides of the globe. So this is how it will appear, and it will be collecting the details in this form, and errors will be there. This you can see, I think if you observe very carefully, there is a slight dent, slight deviation of the line. It is not a straight line rather. So this is what is I was telling, deviation will be there. Okay. So this is how it will affect. A little variation in your area also. The areas when compared, here it will be lesser, this will be slightly more, and this will be, because there is a distortion with respect to the latitudes part of it. So that is the reason this error also will be there with respect to your area. Then orthographic projection, as I was just telling you, the projection center is at infinity. That is from infinity the light source is being passed through, wherein which you can see here in the previous case, in the sense your see here, say the projection is from here, the light rays are going from one point source as a bundle to the to the plane surface. But when you come to this particular case, you will find here the light is coming in this direction parallel to each other. So and you can also see the area of coverage is very much reduced, because in the previous case area of coverage will be more. You can see here the area of coverage is more, and because the light is going in this fashion. Whereas in the case of your orthographic projection, it is different, because area of coverage will be much lesser, but it will be much accurate, because you are seeing from infinity. This is how it will be. So this is what is the source or the distance which is from this particular point to another point. And in fact, most of the aeroplanes tend to use this analogy, and they try to use the orthographic projection for their say voyage from one place to another place. So, this is how it will be, orthographic projection. From this is one part of the earth and this is the other part of the earth. Area of coverage is less, you can see not much of area is covered, whereas in the previous cases you could see lot of area is being covered. You see stereographic, almost the entire earth is shown here, but in the case of your stereographic it is much lesser. Orthographic projection, area of coverage is relatively lesser. Then we talk about the normal orientation, the same cylindrical, but the normal orientation, how the orientation is done now. So, this is how it will be, normal orientation, the entire area will be taken into consideration, and this is what actually they use, I told you in the case of your Mercator projection also, where in which the area is divided into n number of zones, each zone representing 6 degrees wide, and Mercator projection uses this, and this is what is the widely one which is used in almost all cases. So, this is your normal orientation, where in which the light is passed through your cylinder, orientation rather. And this is your transverse orientation, slightly different from here. In this case you see this, the line was vertical line, whereas in this case it is inclined. Transverse to cylindrical projection surface, how does it is there. So, when you try to open up here, there will be slight variation. You can see here centers. So, this is your polar surfaces, both of them are there, and you will find there will be a variation, and it will be more of your spherical in nature. You can see here spherical in nature, each of them is there, and you can also observe that as you move away from the poles, the sphere is getting distorted, and you will find it will become more of an ellipsoid. You can see here, isn't it? This is a circular one that is away from the sphere, from the pole, you will find it will be distorted. You can see on either side of the globe. Oblique orientation, where the orientation is oblique in nature, and this is your cylinder, and this is the earth surface, and the orientation is inclined. This is your inclined one. So, what will happen here? Obviously, there will be a variation with respect to your position also. So, what kind of guidelines one has to use while selecting the type of projection? Because that will decide the quality of the map. Please bear in mind, always the greater the area, that is the larger the area, you should choose the ideal projection, because that is you are going to represent the large area, something like entire earth or a specific continent. So, there you have to focus a lot on that. But of course, if it is going to be small area, type of projection may not have that much of impact on the data. See, as I was telling you, depending upon what you are going to preserve, are you going to preserve the shape or the area? So, determine which global feature is most important to preserve. So, that will decide your type of projection. Where is the place you are mapping? Again, which part of the globe you are going to cover? If it is going to be the equatorial to tropic region, consider cylindrical. If it is going to be mid latitudes, consider conical. If it is polar regions, consider azimuthal. See how effectively it is said, I mean how it is decided. When I am going to do equatorial, that is when you are working on the bulge of the earth, that is equatorial region, you go for the cylindrical, because the bulge, you know, that will be touching your cylindrical surface, isn't it? So, we will be looking at that. So, this will be the cylinder and this will be the globe. So, at that particular point, it is always better to go for, you say, your cylindrical projection. Obviously, when you are going away from the equator towards the mid latitudes, as I was just telling you, what will happen when I am trying to use a cone and a globe, a cone will be like this, and you just put a this one globe inside. Obviously, you can never expect the equatorial part to be touching the surface, isn't it? So, the mid latitudes will be touching the surface. Hence, if you are working on, say, something on areas or the places in the mid latitudes, that is away from your equator and away from your pole, somewhere in the middle of your region, then you go for, say, conical projection. Obviously, when you are going to the polar region, because in the polar region, neither your the equator part nor your mid latitudes will be touching, only the topmost, that is when it is something like viewing from the top. So, in such cases you should go for azimuthal, because where you use the planar surface. So, this the globe will be there and the plane will be like this. So, obviously, when you just put one over the other, you will be in a position to get far better details. So, see how important each type of projection is. If it is going to be close to the equator, go for cylindrical. If it is going to be something in the middle latitudes away from the equator and from the pole, you go for the conical, and finally if it's something like very close to the poles, you just use your azimuthal projection. So, that is what is very important. You can also use second case to provide two lanes of zero distortion. You can also use the second. Example of various projections and their use. Let us see one after the other: cylindrical, conical, azimuthal, non-geometric or mathematical. People are using even non-geometrical shape, because when you are trying to consider each one of them, as you know that everything is affected by some distortion or other, isn't it? So, in that case what I should do? If I consider a geometrical shape like a cylinder or a conic cone, I may lose some details, I may have some distortion in some part of the globe or other, but if I consider a non-mathematical or non-geometrical detail, then I may not lose that, but depiction will be relatively difficult, but still people are working on that nowadays. Cylindrical projection. So, what are the types of projections in cylinder? If it is very close to your equator, we are going to use the cylindrical projection. It could be equal area, where the cylindrical equal area, you can see this is what are the various cylindrical projection. This is your second cylindrical projection, this is general second projection, this is your transverse cylindrical projection surface. So, wherein which in this case the cylinder is vertical in nature, secant values, and this is your transverse, where the cylinder is inclined with respect to the earth surface. We also have in the same case what we call it as a conformal projection, Mercator and transverse Mercator, very important projections, both of them very popular. And compromise projection, this is what I was trying to say, non-mathematical secant. So, when you are trying to use something like wherein you feel that a small areas and you can definitely not bother about much of variation with the area or your shape, then you can use your compromise Miller method. Now, cylindrical projection, as I was telling you, cylinder is wrapped around the globe and the scale factor is 1 at equator, that is normal aspect. So, very important, as I told you, when you are using the cylinder, the globe is there and the cylinder is there, it will touch that particular aspect. So, at that particular point of contact of your equator or the center of the center of your say your globe, you will find the scale factor is 1:1. So, there will not be any error at all. So, 1 at equator is always 1 and aspect will be normal. And the meridians are evenly spaced, because you are going to use something like splitting, isn't it? When you just split open or when you just rip open your cylinder, because the meridians are also vertical in nature, they will be coming like this. Despite meridians, what is the negative point of meridians? All the meridians will be converging at the top, at the polar part, because but we are going to work on your cylindrical projection at the center. So, we just say that we know that the meridians are equally spaced in nature. So, when you move away from the pole, that is move towards the poleward, then what will happen? The longitudinal distance on the map represents less and the less distance on the globe. So, that is what is you have to bear in mind, because what will happen when something like this, something like this, it goes like this. So, this, let us consider these are the longitudes of your. So, initially it is all very close to each other. When you come close to the poles part of it, the longitudes are all uneven, that is in the sense that the area distance between your poles and your surface will be different. So, that you have to keep in mind. And also you have to remember that the parallel spacing, it varies depending upon the projection. So, naturally again it depends on the light source. So, the farther away, as we were discussing initially, either it will be away from there, that is infinity, or it will be at the point exactly opposite to your nodal point or the tangential point, or it will be at the center. So, farther I told you lesser area of coverage, but more accurate. When you touching that, it will be relatively accurate, but it will not be having, it will be covering much area, but distortions will be there. When you are going at the center of the earth, it will be relatively better in terms, because you cover large area and the quality of the projection also will be good. It depends on different spacing. This is your one of the popular ones, Peters projection, cylindrical equal area. When we are trying to show the different types of projections, where we do not bother about your say anything like your area, distance or shape, we are more interested in representing the data, something like say projection based on your population density, what kind of population, to what extent you are going to use this. So, depending upon your type of application, you can decide what projection. It is called as your Peters projection, cylindrical equal area. The entire thing area will be there and it will be represented like this. This will be your shape file representing your line data lat long, and the reverse also will be shown like this blue color, and you have this particular, each and every country is being depicted with the population data, maybe in millions, 0 to 20, 20 to 30 and so on to 80 and so on and so forth. Central perspective cylindrical projection, the projection being the central part perspective, the center of that. So, which I was saying, the light source at the center of the globe, that is nothing but your, say, your conformal projection, where spacing of parallels increases rapidly towards poles, because when you are just moving away from the pole, because the light is like this, in this from the center it just comes, even in the case of your tangent, then it will go like this. So, obviously what will happen, the spacing or the variation will be there with respect to the latitudes part of it. So, the spacing of parallels, otherwise the latitudes increases rapidly towards the pole. Fortunately, you will find the meridians will again will be maintaining the equidistance, that will be equal in distance. Similarly, there will be increase in the distance north south scale towards the pole. So, that will be the from the north to south, this there will be variation in the scale, because obviously the presentation will be different and the scale also will vary when compared similar to your distance part of it. Similarly, increase in east-west scale towards the pole, there will be towards east and west, you will find that the scale will be varying. Very important, there will be dramatic area distortion with respect from the equator towards the pole. So, when you are moving away from the equator towards the poles, you will find there will be a lot of variation in the area also. Mercator projection, a very popular projection and a very important projection. From this only the transverse Mercator projection has originated, which I told you is that which UTM we call it as. The UTM coordinate system and the projection system are the one which is being used very widely all over the world for various purposes, apart from your projections which you use it for, say, lat long geographic coordinate system. So, this Mercator projection is a very important one. This is cylindrical like mathematical projection, something like using your, say, a cylinder like, and of course as you split, because something very simple, you know, imagine a circle or in a global a spherical object inside the cylinder, and you flip it open, it will open like this. So, the entire area will be seen as it is, not much of loss of data will be there, and that will be acceptable. Drawback is the spacing of parallels, which just it increase towards the pole, but more slowly than with central perspective projection. So, instead of using this, when you are using the cylindrical projection, see what happens is that it will increase, but not that widely as in the previous case, it will be relatively less, that is what is the important thing. Similarly, north south scale increases at the same rate as the east west scale is the same around any point. Here we use the conformal, where you have meridians and parallels cross at right angles. That is an important aspect, because when it is intersecting at right angles, instead of like this, if it is intersecting exactly at right angles, the advantage is that accuracy will be more, and for small areas this can be of really use to us. Then all the straight lines what you see here in the case of Mercator projection, they all represent lines of constant compass direction. That is, you have two, one loxodrome and or the rhomb lines we call it as. These are the lines there. So, this is what is your Mercator projection. As I told you, this is the way in which the cylinder will be flipping open, and you will find the entire globe which is represented here in the form of your rectangular object. Mnemonic projection. So, now you see in this case, what we say in the case of mnemonic is that geometrical azimuthal projection with light source at the center of the globe. So, the first case you saw away from the globe, that is from infinity, from the perspective point of view, and then the center of the globe. If it is the center mnemonic, what will happen? So, what extent that will get affected, and you will have to see the details. Parallel spacing increases towards poles, that is incidentally it is something like this, isn't it? So, as I just show, I open up my fingers, you find that from here, from the center it goes like this. So, the parallel spacing towards the pole will be increasing. Of course, the drawback is that because you are very close to the globe or within the globe, in the sense the center of the sphere, it is next to impossible for one to show the entire globe or the entire hemisphere as such. I mean, globe is ruled out because you are already the center, the entire hemisphere also cannot be shown as such. So, the important aspect again is that the characteristic aspect is that straight lines and map represent great circles on the globe part of it. So, whatever you call it as a straight lines, is nothing but the great circles, that is nothing but your meridians. All the meridians which you ought to show the great circles will be shown as a straight line. Even in the case of your latitudes which are great circles on the globe will be represented as straight lines here. It is used with Mercator for navigation purposes. See how important it is. Navigation is one of the important, both for ship or aeroplane or the present day what we use it in our most your say smartphones or GPS equipment. For all navigation purposes this will be used. So, this normally what they do is they try to plot the great circle route on mnemonic projection only, that is what I was telling, navigation purpose. Because when you are using the entire hemisphere from one point to another point, from this part of the world to other part of the world, you can use this one because it will consider the great circles as a straight line. That is an important part. Transfer line to Mercator to get plot of a required compass direction, you can transfer that part and then get the details. Comparison, one of them I told you about that, mnemonic projection with great circle route and greater Mercator projection with great circle route transferred. So, you see here, so this will be there. So, here in mnemonic projection this will be the route and in Mercator projection this will be the route. In both the cases you find that it may appear similar, but you can see here this distance will be slightly higher when compared to this distance. So, that you have to bear in mind. You see here, this is more evident, isn't it? See here, this is slightly more than this one. So, this is how you try to compare and work on the data. See, this is a point of this from here to here, how it goes from, see here. So, when you are trying to use this projection, this may appear like this, but the line of view from here to here is a straight line, this is a curved line. In fact, this is used in your aeroplanes. So, this is how it is done in your say Mercator projection. Cylindrical equal area projection, another type of projection where the light source is orthographic in nature and the parallel spacing between poles or towards the poles it will decrease. That is, from the poles if it just goes, it just decreases because that is an obvious aspect. Decrease in both the north-south spacing of parallels is exactly offset by increase in east-west scale of meridians. Result is your equivalent projection, because there is a decrease in this direction, there will be a perfection in this direction, there will be increase in east-west scale of meridians and that will result in equivalent projection, that is the area will be equivalent, and this is used for say world maps. Because when you are trying to represent that, you will be representing with respect, as I told you, cylindrical like this, and it will open up, flip it open, and then you will get a rectangular map. That is a world map, they will be using this one. Cylindrical equal area, a simple example, I was just telling you, so the world map, you can see this, the entire area. You yourself can see, observe here, you can see here there will be slight distortion, isn't it? You can see here the distortion will be here, whereas this context there will not be any, because this is more of a representation rather than your say actual study, because any kind of projection, if it is going to affect your say quantitative analysis, you should not attempt that. Any kind of projection, if it is not going to affect, it is only going to be qualitative in nature, then there will not be any error. Here what we are trying to do is that is something like say population density. It is only a representation, isn't it? So, it is not going to make much of a difference, but at the same time when I am going to make measurements on this, so it will be an issue, so that you have to take in consideration. Miller's cylindrical, which I told you a little earlier, let us see the detail. So, this is more of a compromise projection and it is more close to your near conformal, but it is not exactly conformal projection, it is more conformal projection, near conformal, and it is more similar to Mercator, but less distortion of area towards pole. See, that is a major difference between the two. When you go away from the equator towards the pole, it is affected, whereas in this case distortion is relatively less of area, and it is again used in say your world maps. Because these are all the projections which are developed or devised by individuals after taking into consideration the older projections. They just thought these are the drawbacks in each of the projection, let us make some changes to each of them, and they were able to show it like this. This is what is your Miller's cylindrical projection. You can see here how excellent it is, every part is shown here, the distortion is not there, every part of the globe is shown and it is shown in this context. So, whereas you just see here, you see how it is getting affected, cylindrical equal area projection at here and there, but whereas in this context you can see that the entire area is shown thoroughly without any error or difficulty in understanding that. This is how it is. There will not be any distortions rather. Conical projection. So, when you just put the globe or project it into a cone which is then opened and flattened. So, what will be the major drawback? So, can you open up a cone as it is? Yes, you can open it up, but little distortion will be there. The major difference between conical results from the choice of your standard parallel and the variation in spacing of parallels. So, these are the two factors you have to, because normally the standard parallel, that is as I was telling you, when you are trying to use the central part, the central meridian, your equator, it is 0. But when you are going towards, I told you, that is you are going away from the equator, it is always preferable to use your, say, the mid latitudes. It is better to use your conical projection. That is, it depends on which parallel you are going to use it as a standard, because see the when you are going away from that, I told you there will be variation in the distances, the area, everything will get distorted. That is, if I am going to go very close to the poles, it is better not to use that. Somewhere in the middle latitudes, you decide which of the parallels are your what you called as the latitudes as a standard one. So, that plays an important role. So, the selection or the choice of a standard parallel is important. Of course, there will be variation in spacing of parallels, because as I told you, when you are moving away from the equator, there will be errors in that. You can also use some extent transverse or oblique aspect, but it is rarely many people use that. And you find that in case of polar conical projections, they have straight meridians. There will not be any issues with respect to the meridians, but the parallels will get affected. Angle between meridian is identical for a given standard parallel, for any kind of a standard parallel. In the sense, let me show you how to see that. So, this is what is your standard. So, let me take parallels here. You can see here, say when you are moving away from this topic, then equator, you see here, this distance is varying. Is it not increasing? You see how it is increasing from here to here. But taking into consideration a specific parallel, this distance does not change. That is, distance between your meridians do not change. You see here, it is uniform throughout, irrespective of that. But when you are moving from here to here, it gets affected. So, that is the beauty of this. So, all the angles between meridians is identical for a given standard. Any standard parallel you take, it will be identical. Again, in the case of conical projection, as we have seen in the previous case, we are going to discuss or see about your equal area, that is Olbers and Lambert, two of the methods, conformal projection, Lambert projection. So, this is how your conical projection goes into picture. So, you can just see that. So, let us stop with this for this episode. Let us see in the next episode the other details. Thank you.